What you see here is a Fasco Parlour Fan. 4 blades, 38 inches, matte black finish. The Parlour Fan, back in its A-Series days, or Gen 1 days, was offered in many different finishes and finish combinations. These included white, antique brass, Corsican brass, polished brass, which Fasco just referred to as brass, walnut brown, and matte black. There were also finish combinations offered, which included white and brass, walnut brown and brass, and matte black and brass. And most of these finishes and finish combos can be found in a somewhat common capacity in current day, at least relative to how many parlor fans surface overall. The exception being matte black. Whether it be straight matte black like this one, or matte black and brass, that finish in any capacity is significantly less common compared to every other finish and finish combo the Parlour Fan got, at least as far as the A-Series is concerned. And the reason for this, I am not entirely sure. My best guess is that it didn't sell very well, as Fasco seemingly axed this finish very early on. The only 2 models to get this finish were the Parlour Fan, as seen here, and the Centennial. As far as I know, matte black Charlestons were never a thing, though I really wish they were. And then by the time Gen 2 rolled around, this finish was a thing of the past. So, again, it's pretty likely that this finish didn't sell very well, or maybe it had a more limited run, not entirely sure. And it's strange because walnut brown, which is very similar to this finish, it has the same textured look and everything, was a lot more popular. You see a lot more Parlour Fans in brown, and walnut brown continued to stick around all the way up until Gen 3. So, rather strange. Give you a close-up look on the textured finish. Fasco's matte black was essentially just a somewhat sparkly textured black finish, very similar to walnut brown, as I said, just black instead of brown. Something else worth bringing up is that this is the oldest Parlour Fan I have in my possession. The motor dates to October of 1979, and another thing, the motor is not electrically reversible. As you can see, there is no reverse switch up top. Something else worth noting is there is no knob piece on the variable speed control. As far as I know, the oldest iteration of the Parlour Fan left this bare. They didn't put any sort of knob piece on there. Bit of a weird design choice, but whatever. This fan also would have come about at a time when the plastic faux wood grain blades was the only option of blade offered, as Fasco didn't offer solid wood until, I believe, late 1980 or early 1981. And this fan also uses the taller style bell canopy, and I actually know why now. It's because the mounting system is a bit different on this kind of Parlour Fan. Because the fan is not electrically reversible, it mounts with a J-hook, and the rubber holder piece is fully attached to the coupler at the top of the downrod via a pin, rather than it just simply slipping in like on a U-hook Gen 1 Fasco. It's a little hard for me to explain without showing you, but the bottom line I'm trying to make from this is that the overall mounting system up there is taller. It makes the fan hang a bit lower, which then in turn makes sense as to why these older canopies were taller. And then you have the light shade here, which is this red stained glass. Very much reminds me of a hole-in-the-wall pub of some sort. When I got this fan, it was coated in nicotine tar and reeked of it too. Cleaned up fairly well. And overall, the fan is in very nice shape. The bearings are a little loud, but other than that, it's a very nice runner. And there are no nicks or scratches anywhere on the black finish, not even the down rod, which is great. So now we shall go ahead and demonstrate the fan, starting with the light. Because of the red shade, the light does give off a bit of a red glow. And we'll start the fan up as slow as it can go. Motor is pretty noisy, quite a bit of 60 cycle hum, as well as some vibration from the stained glass fixture. Weirdly enough, this fan originally came with a white light fitter on it. This one right here. Don't know why it originally had a white fitter on it. Maybe the showroom was out of black fitters at the time or something. But I did swap it out for a matte black fitter, which I don't believe is authentic Fasco, but it works just the same, so, and it blends in better than a white one would. Turn it up some. Not entirely sure how long the no knob piece on the control was a thing for Fasco. I imagine not very long, as it is a bit more cumbersome to turn the piece with no better grip on it. The only other parlor fan I've seen that has no knob piece is a 52-inch Brown & Brass one that's in the possession of Dan Newman. And as far as I remember, his had the taller canopy too, so it likely also had the J-hook industrial style mount. Camera's really having a hard time focusing today. Because it too is in shock of the rarity of this fan, just like I was. There is full speed on the very low setting, as evidenced by the 60 cycle hum cutting out. Fan does still make some noise. Mostly I think it's vibration from the wood grain blades and from the light shade. Putting out a really good breeze that only sort of reeks of nicotine and tobacco. Put it to the high setting, though I don't think it's going to change the speed by anything. And there you have it. A 38-inch matte black Fasco Parlour Fan.